In your basic Kamakura deck, you'll find 4 types of cards: territories, weapons, soldiers, barrages, and walls. First, we'll be looking at territories and their importance. Before we get into the cards and their characteristics, you should know that there's 2 ways to win. A. Capture all of your enemy's territories, or B. Have a territory score of 17 or more. To fully understand what the territory score is, we're going to be looking at the territory cards and setting up. This is your weakest territory card, the farm. It shows 1 point as indicated on the top corner. The village 2 points. The fortress 3 points. And the palace 4 points. In Kamakura, there are 4 sets of territories, each representing a different clan of feudal Japan. There's the Tachibana, Fujiwara, Minamoto, and Taira clans. No clan has a disadvantage or advantage over the other. You can pick any clan you like, but for now, we'll be using the Tachibana and Fujiwara clans for a one-on-one match. Make sure you're sitting across from your opponent. Order your cards in a way only known to you. Then, lay them face down in front of you. Shuffle the deck and deal out 8 cards to each player. When you make a successful attack on a territory, that card is flipped over and added to your territory score. This card is now out of play and cannot be taken back. Your territory score is now equal to 13. You can determine this by adding your original territory score, 10, by the newly acquired territory, 3. If at any point your score reaches 17, you win. But remember, losing territories you own also makes your score drop. Next, we'll be looking at weapons and how to use them. The lowest ranking weapon is the kunai, with an attack power of 1, as signified by the top corner. The katana, with an attack power of 2. The naginata, with an attack power of 3. And finally, the yumi, with an attack power of 4. Let's look at some alternate uses for the weapons. The kunai can be used as a hidden blade when paired with the ninja. The katana and naginata have no alternate uses. The yumi, when paired with 2 others, can be used as a single arrow barrage. There's 2 different ways to attack in Kamakura. One uses weapons and soldiers, while the other attacks with arrow barrages. We're going to send a soldier armed with a weapon in an attempt to take one of our opponent's territories as our own. We must specify which of our opponent's territories we are attacking. We'll choose to attack the leftmost territory. The opponent now has 2 options. He can either surrender, in which case the territory card is flipped over, added to your attack score, and you keep your soldier. Or he can fight. To fight, the opponent must have an attack power equal to or greater than yours. So for this example, the attack power of the katana is +2, whereas the kunai is only +1. So our opponent cannot make this play. He can, however, lay down a katana and successfully defend his territory. The winner of a battle keeps his soldier, while all other cards are discarded. Next, we'll be looking at soldiers and their special abilities. The samurai increases the power of his weapon or weapons by 1. The ninja can play a hidden blade and overtake the battle. The geisha can turn back soldiers against the attacker. Let's take a more in-depth look at each of the soldiers. As we said before, the samurai's warrior strength increases the power of his weapon by 1, so wielding a katana would push up the attacking power to a 3. However, 4 is the maximum attack power. This means the Yumi does not benefit from this ability. The ninja can only use his hidden blade when certain requirements are met. He can attack and defend, but the power can only be used while attacking. Also, the opponent has to have laid down a defending force. So for example, we'll attack the rightmost territory with a ninja wielding a katana. Our opponent has laid down a samurai with a naginata, and because of the samurai's warrior strength, the attack score of our opponent becomes 4, while our attack score remains 2. At this point, you'd normally be defeated, but since we've met the requirements and we're holding a kunai, we can use the hidden blade by laying down a kunai. We have now overtaken the battle, and will win unless the opponent can counter with another kunai. The last player to lay down a kunai is victorious. All weapons and losing soldiers are discarded, and the winning soldier is returned to your hand. The geisha has the ability to send other units back and is immune to being sent back by another geisha. The requirements for her deception are that you must be defending, and your attack power must be greater than your opponent's. In this example, our opponent has attacked with a samurai wielding a katana, and we have defended with a Yumi wielding geisha. Since his attack power is 3, due to his ability, and ours is 4, we're able to send the samurai back against our opponent, who must now defeat his own unit. The great thing about this is that we can attack without using a turn. We can now use the soldier's ability against our opponent. However, our opponent can counter with another geisha. Finally, the winner takes the original attacking unit. All other cards are discarded. Another option we have is to arm our soldiers with 2 weapons. This is called dual wielding. You may dual wield with any 2 weapons. To determine your attacking power, add the strength of each weapon together. When attacking, you may choose to either single wield or dual wield. However, when defending, you must match the attacker's wield. For example, if our opponent attacks with a single wield, we can't respond with a dual wield. Likewise, we can't defend with a single wield if our opponent throws a dual wield, even if we can match or trump his power. 3 soldiers can be sacrificed to defend against any soldier and weapon or weapons. This excludes arrow barrages. It makes no difference what 3 soldiers you use. In this example, our opponent lays down a ninja with a Yumi. We can sacrifice 3 soldiers and all cards are discarded. This play applies even to dual wields. In summary, the samurai's warrior strength is always active in any scenario. However, the geisha's deception can be overruled by the ninja's hidden blade. This means that a ninja can avoid being turned back by playing a hidden blade, but if countered, the ninja is still turned back. Sacrificing 3 soldiers nullifies any soldier and weapon combo. This also includes a soldier's ability. Finally, we'll be looking at arrow barrages and walls. Barrage and wall warfare remains separate from soldier and weapon gameplay. Barrages are played directly onto territories, and walls are played to defend against barrages. At the beginning of your turn, you may lay down an arrow barrage, which can only be countered by a wall. However, if the defender has multiple walls, he may lay 2 walls onto one barrage. This reverses the barrage back onto a territory of his choosing. If an attacker has multiple arrow barrages, he may play any amount on a single turn. However, they must be played on separate territories. The defender may play as many walls from his hand as he wishes. Undefended territories are flipped over and added to the attacking player's territory score. All barrages and walls are discarded after use. On a player's turn, if he has any combination of soldier and weapon, he must play it. Arrow barrages and walls do not count toward this. If a player has no combination of soldier and weapon to play, it's strongly recommended he use his turn to bring his hand to 8 cards. This is called restocking. If a player is ever dealt an unusable hand, He may show it to his opponent, discard the hand, and receive 8 new cards. Use this newfound knowledge to destroy all opposition in the exciting game of Kamakura.